Stay with it, ladies. Stay with it. There we go. Good, Josie. Good.
How's it going, everybody? This is Coach Mike here.
Good, Josie.
We're going to be watching some game footage in our episode 2 of our film night. And this is of our game with Parish Episcopal last week. One of the first things we got to definitely get the elephant out of the room here with the field we're playing on. As you can really see there, it is very, very high. It's very difficult for the ball to really get moving on the field. As you notice, a lot of our girls here in that frame, they're walking back. It's tough to place with only 6 girls and playing full field. And in this next clip, this is probably the single most important thing that the girls need to learn from this video. It's our outletting, going from defense to offense.
Hey, Chloe and Josie, spread out.
It's hard when everybody you'll see here is stationary and we give up the ball real easily. And we're gonna go through a couple more examples of this. But of course, we commit a violation inside the circle, and now this sets up a penalty corner for Parish Episcopal. As you'll see here, during the outlet, we have one player can start with the ball, and we're obviously trying to move the ball up the field, but you'll notice all of our players are standing around and just looking at Jamila with the ball without really providing much support. You'll see that Jamila's trying to take on, 1 or 2 girls, and obviously with the grass being high, it's hard to be able to dribble past players.
Hey, Caitlin, come help her. Go and help her, Caitlin.
And you can see here we turn the ball over in a very critical area of the field, and Parish ends up transitioning on us without much support. We're going to watch the same progression again. And really what we need to be doing is having players not only central but out wide towards the sidelines. So there can be a pass and an outlet made out wider, and then we can actually transition. So you'll see Jamila with the ball and everyone is standing around. We need to be able for her to give a pass out wide and then use the entire width of the field versus her trying to take on those defenders by herself. Obviously, at this point, there's not much that the team can do when you turn the ball over that deep in your own end. This next clip, you'll notice that this is the start right after the goal. And this pass, we just really, the inexperience of our first game, shows that, we're turning the ball over in very simple situations. Coming into the second quarter, we made some adjustments, and the girls really started to understand more.
Go with them, Josie.
Here you'll see the girls really starting to understand positionally where they need to be. Emily's starting to get more involved.
Ladies, who do we have? Who are we guarding?
You start to see that we're marking and we're guarding our girls much more. We're getting more aggressive as well when the ball is right there in that very critical area. And ultimately, it leads to a shot by Parish, but because the swing of the stick went above her hips, we would be awarded possession. One of the things you'll see here, we talked about in between quarters, is not always having to go forwards, and you'll see there's a great back pass by Chloe and then a forwards pass with Josie. So
there we go.
The girls were starting to learn how to advance the ball up the field just naturally by playing. And this is really great to see for our first ever game, absolutely. One other big piece that helped Parish is obviously they play with the ball in front of them at all times, so they're able to really maneuver the ball even with the grass so high.
Here we go, Jamila, hit it
able
quick,
to move the ball upfield easy. Our girls really competed so much harder once they got their teeth into the game and starting to get a feel for it. And so we were starting to really be able to put more pressure on them and cause Parish to turn the ball over as well.
Caitlin. Hit it past Caitlin.
You'll see my message was that, with the grass being so high, you have to be able to play the ball so much further.
You got it, Lex. Stay in front of her. Stay in front. Stay in front. Go to her. There we go, Em. There we go.
You'll see that defensively, I think a lot of it, the fatigue factored in where, we're still letting the opposing team play behind us. And much like any other sport, you have to play between the goal and your defender. And it's also, you know, from our goaltender's perspective, Emily really did a good job challenging that shot very well. At halftime, Parrish was very grateful enough to let us borrow some players, and we're able to use their help to advance the ball further down the field.
You got it, Chloe!
Keep going, keep going. Yeah, there we go, Chloe.
And here we go, Chloe scores our first ever goal, Texoma field hockey history. It's very exciting to see that throughout the course of the game, we were able to get closer and closer. And finally, we get on the scoreboard. In this last clip, you'll notice in our closing points that these girls all here, they keep the ball in front of them. They're using small hits to keep the ball in front, to move the ball downfield. It's only when they overrun the ball that possession becomes so much trickier. You'll see the Parrish girls are doing a really good job with keeping the ball in front of them. And that's part of how you play on tall grass like this. A lot of it is you just hit it slightly in front of you and you run onto it. I appreciate everybody watching and being a part of our video blog series in episode 2. I hope that as we progress, we're going to continue filming and continue learning. So I'm super proud of the girls to be able to compete hard and really learn out there from a very, very kind, very awesome Parish Episcopal field hockey program. Hope everybody's doing well, and y'all have a great night.